Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are on the southern tip of Texas in Brownsville to celebrate our journey here. We're going to take a look at the whole city of Brownsville and what there is to do. We're starting off at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, which is the oldest chapel here in Brownsville. It's pretty nice, it's pretty decorated. You can see a lot of paintings and stained glass, and it's really kind of makes for a nice little atmosphere to be in there. Go visit, say your prayers, meditate a bit, think about life. And it's pretty cool to actually be here, and its designer was actually a pretty famous priest in the area who also designed the Laredo St. Augustine Cathedral. So it's part of Texas history. Also, close to downtown is the old Brownsville Cemetery. This cemetery reminds me a lot of the New Orleans cemetery. They've got some above ground tombs, they've got some mausoleums. It's pretty spooky to go there and drive around. Of course, always be respectful since you are in a cemetery. This is where people are laid to rest. But it's close to one of the resacas, so I guess that's why they had to build a lot of them above ground in case it flooded. Now we're going to take a look at the historic Brownsville Museum, which is built at an old train depot. And since it's a train depot, of course, it's got train information, and it's got a nice locomotive in there. I was obsessed with it. I couldn't get enough of it. It's huge, but kind of small at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. And they're having exhibits there. They have rotating exhibits. There's always something new. And then, of course, my favorite water fountain in all of Texas. Look at that work. Plus all the Texas flags. Another place you should totally visit is the Costume of the Americas Museum. They always have changing exhibits, so there's always something new to see by season. This time they were showing Guatemalan textiles and clothing, and it was amazing to see all the differences in the clothing and all the symbolism behind it. Then we have the Brownsville Heritage Museum, which has some Brownsville history. It's very well made, has a lot of artifacts, plenty to see, plenty to learn, and it's got an old car that supposedly was going to belong to Porfirio Diaz, the Mexican dictator slash president. And then we have the Stillman House Museum, which shows you what it was like to live back in the late 1800s when Brownsville was founded. Look at that carriage. Look at those skinny wheels. And then the Brownsville Museum of Fine Art was very kind to me because it was doing a lucha libre exhibit on wrestlers, and I'm fascinated by wrestlers. I've always loved them ever since I was a little kid, and my uncles used to take me to wrestling matches in Mexico, and it was great to see them. That was my favorite. Gato Kung Lee and Kung Fu. That was the names. And of course you got Blue Demon and El Santo, which are like the yin and yang of wrestling. If you're here, make sure to check out the Gladys Porter Zoo. They've got a lot of primates, a lot of cool animals. I like how they move. They just move so gracefully and fast, and just jump here and there. The zoo's pretty well maintained. There's a lot of animals to see, a lot of information. Go and check it out. Go in the early or later during the day, because in the middle of the day it's way too hot, and even the animals are taking naps and sleeping. They have zebras, of course, plus other animals like kangaroos. And the kangaroos really stink, so be prepared for that. I was not prepared. Just know how much kangaroos stink. South Texas is also a place where there were some battles that took place. Palo Alto National Battlefield is where the United States and Mexico fought over Texas. Now, this battle pretty much set the stage for the whole war. It followed the next day at Resaca de la Palma battlefield, which you can go and also visit. It's just a nice little open space, great for a battle, I guess. And then we got the Resaca de la Palma State Park, which is a great place for birding and biking. You can go hiking, see some of the local flora and fauna, take a couple of boardwalks. I bet you it looks prettier once it's actually wet season and rains have come through. And finally, we have the Sabal Palm Sanctuary. This is one of my favorite places. We've got the Sabal palms that grow only in this area of Texas, and it's pretty cool to go and look at them, walk around. Anyways, that's Brownsville for you. Make sure to go check it out. It's a great place to go visit and vacation at. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.